Hey guys, Trevor here with Hanging High Hammocks, and today we are splicing adjustable ridge lines. These ridge lines can span anywhere from 133 down to 30 inches in length. The way these work, they have a LockBrummel on either end. So you'll have two LockBrummels that go on each end of your hammock, and then this will go in between those ends and gives you a consistent hang every hang. This is a two-piece part. It has a 40-inch lark's head on one side with the berry, and then the long adjustable part, which is going to be 140 inches in length. This can also be used as a replacement for whoopie slings. Because you're not doubling the sling over, or the ridge line over, it's going to use less material and therefore be a little more lightweight. So stay tuned and we will get splicing. So before we begin splicing, you will need some tools. If you order our DIY kit, it will come with these three tools here. It comes with a hobby knife. Yours will look a little different than ours. It will come with a latch hook and a knitting needle. You can use other materials. These are just what I find to be the easiest to splice with. The latch hook here, if you can see, has a latch on one end or behind the hook, and then the hook there, that's what allows you to splice and pull the Amsteel back through itself. And then a 5.5 millimeter knitting needle. You can buy more expensive fids, but I find this works well, and I've been using this for several years now with no issues. You also will need a cutting mat or cutting board of some sort, and then you also need a way to measure the Amsteel where you're splicing. Ruler, or if you do have a cutting mat with measurements already on it, you are all set. So once you have that out of the way, we will begin splicing. Okay, so to begin your adjustable ridgeline or utility constrictor rope, you will need to start with a 40-inch piece of Amsteel. So I'm going to do 220s because I do not have 40 inches on this measuring board here. So once you get that 40 inches, you will mark it at 40. Cut a 40-inch piece of Amsteel, and then we will taper the ends. Tapering the ends of the Amsteel allow you to feed it back through itself, to splice it easier, to bury it into itself, and it does not leave a abrupt edge inside of the Amsteel after it has been spliced. Leaving this edge like that inside of it can cause it to fail early, and you won't get the most working load out of the Amsteel itself. So to taper these ends, what we're going to do, we'll start with one. You're going to measure ½ inch, like so. Mark it at ½ inch. As you notice, I do use my thumbnail to create an indentation in the Amsteel. That's what I use to mark it while I'm working, but for video purposes, I'm going to be using the marker today. So once you have your ½ inch mark, you will open this up here, insert your knitting needle, and then pull down with this hand while pushing up with this hand to cause it to separate. And what you want is 4 strands on this side and 4 strands on this side. And we'll go ahead and repeat the process. So mark ½ inch, open it up, four strands, pull apart. Next, what we'll do is cut off one side. So I just take the blade, push it in and then down, and that way you have a clean cut of 4 strands there, and then 4 strands left on. Again, cut 4 off, leave 4 on, like so. And now we will do a locked Brummel on this end. So to do a locked Brummel, we will need to measure 4 inches. We'll mark it at 4. And then we will mark it at 10 inches. As you notice, I'm starting at 10 and going to 20, just because it's more in the camera shot. It's easier for you to see. So again, 4 inches, 10 inches, and then we will open it up. So at the 10-inch mark, you can do the 10-inch or 4-inch first, it doesn't matter, but just make sure that you have 4 strands here and then 4 strands there. After you do that one, go ahead and do the next one. Look at it, you got 4 and 4. Another easy way is you'll have 2 strands going this direction, and then you'll have 2 strands running that direction on either side. Just an easier way to count. If you do have 5 on one side and 3 on the other, it's fairly easy to tell. There's 3 and there's 5. So just want to make sure you got an even number. So remove that from your fid or knitting needle, and we are creating a LockBrummel. So at the 10-inch mark here, we're going to insert our latch hook. So the farther hole from the end, insert your latch hook, grab the end, the tapered end there, insert it into the hook where you cut the 4 strands off, slide this up to the latch so it closes over the hook, and then pull the end through. Kind of pinch your 2 fingers right here, wiggle it, and it'll slide right through. You want your 4-inch hole to come through the 10-inch hole, and then repeat the process. Insert your latch hook. Now grab the far end, insert that into your latch hook, slide this up to close your latch, and pull it through. So you'll have this, and now pull all the way until it locks in on itself like so. Now what you want to do, we're burying this end into the long end. So measure approximately where it's going to end, and then go 1.5 inches to 2 inches past. Open it up, insert your latch hook, feed it through all the way until you get up to here, and you want your latch hook as close as possible to here without going all the way through. So get up there, twist your latch hook so it separates the strands, because you do not want your latch hook to separate the single strand and cause the fibers to fray. So you want to, again, twist your latch hook as you're pushing the head through of the hook, and it'll separate the strands by itself, and then come out cleanly. Take your tapered end, hook it into the hook like so, push this up to close your latch, and then work it through. You can use this hand here to help feed as you pull. Now, once you have it through, you'll grab this end and then pull, and the loop here will move this direction, showing that it's tight right in the Bremmel. So pull, it's tight, and now milk this part here. So pinch here and then pull, and your Amsteel is now hidden. So now what we're doing on the opposite end is a LockBrummel, but it's going to be a little bit smaller. So what we'll do is at 0 or 10 in my case, you will have a mark at 4 inches, mark at 4, and then another mark at 6. So you can see it. Mark at 4, mark at 6, and you are set. So open this up. Again, 4 strands on one side, 4 strands on the other. Open this one up here as well. 4 and 4. All looks good. And this is as big as your loop will be on this end. And then, so we'll just go ahead and create a LockBrummel. So through the 6-inch hole, insert your latch hook, grab the tapered end, hook it on, close your latch, feed it through. Bring your 4-inch hole through the 6-inch hole, open it back up, insert your latch hook, and then grab the LockBrummel that you just completed and you're going to have to feed it through the 4-inch hole. So what you want to do is pinch here, and then with this finger push up on the latch hook as you pull down, so it locks into the hook as well, or as good as possible. Slide this up to close your latch hook, or your latch, over your hook, and then work the LockBrummel through. You want a twisting motion in this hand, and then a pull on this, and it'll just slide right through. All right, and then work this up, so you'll have a small loop there. That's all you need. It's going to be about 3/4 of an inch to 1/2 inch loop there, and then you will bury this into the long part. So we will measure it, 1.5 to 2 inches past, open it up, and I went too far. Let me start over. So what I just did is I pushed the latch hook too far through, so I just had to start over. Feed it through, get as close to here as possible, a twisting motion to separate the strands, and push it through, and then just bury this into itself. Pull that, and there you have completed the first part of the adjustable ridgeline. Next, we will need a 140-inch piece of Amsteel. So just give me 1 second, and I'm gonna go ahead and get that measured. All right, so now once you have your 140 inches measured, you will just cut it, or if you already have it pre-cut pieces, we will just go ahead and start the tapering. So it's going to be the same as we just did on the other side. Put a mark at 1/2 inch there, mark at 1/2 inch, and separate 4 strands. Open and pull, insert, open, pull, and then cut 4 strands off on this side, 4 strands off on this side, and now we are ready to create our LockBrummel. So for this one, it's the same process. At 0, go 4 inches, to 10 inches, and mark like so. Open it up with your fid. Again, you want 4 strands on one side, 4 strands on the other. Looks good. 4 and 4. Yep. Like so, and we will create the LockBrummel. At your 10-inch hole, insert your latch hook, pull your tapered end through, pull your 4-inch hole through your 10-inch hole there, open it back up, and then you have to go to the far side and pull the far side through. Pull that through there, feed it all the way, like so. Tighten it down on itself, and then bury this end. So go 1.5 to 2 inches, open it up, get as close as possible, twist the head so it separates the strands and comes out clean. and then feed it through like so, pull, and milk the berry. So that is completed there. Now you have completed this for now. So you'll set this off to the side and you'll come back to the first piece that you created. This is where we are splicing the two separate pieces together. So on the larger LockBrummel, what you want to do is go 7.5 inches from the end. So ensure that it is 7.5 inches. Mark it. And then go 10 inches from that. So 17.5. In my case, it's 27.5. This right here is going to be the berry that makes this adjustable. You will feed the long piece that we just created the single LockBrummel on through here. So what you want to do is take your latch hook from the end with the larger loop, the larger LockBrummel, insert the latch hook here, feed it through. If this happens, just slide it back through and then start over. Now what you want to make sure, or just try to make sure, is that you go in here, everything is straight, and that you come out on the same side. It's a cleaner splice versus having this come out on this side. So you're feeding it in here and it's coming out on the other side. You're feeding it on the top, it's coming out on the top. So from there, you can leave that right now. On your long piece here, the end that you have not done anything with, you'll want to make sure that is straight and feed it through the small loop once, and then come back and then feed it through twice, like so. So it's looped around that, and I'll show you what to do with that in a second. Now you will take it and then just feed it through your berry, like so. And now what we're going to do is create a tail on this, so you cannot pull it back through. So this tail is going to be 2.5 inches. So from 0, 2.5, mark it. Now what we'll be doing is you fold it in half here, and then you're going to bury this inside. You're going to bury this end inside of this end here to create a tail. So go about 2 inches past, open it up, insert your latch hook all the way to the bend. You want to come out as close to that mark as possible, like so. And now insert it into your hook, close the latch, and work it down through. Just watch this. Once this feeds back into itself, you want to stop there and then just pull the tail through. What I do is once the tail starts to expose itself, I push the latch hook this direction, pinch at the top so I'm not pulling any more back through, and then just pull the tail out like so. Then you can grab there. Make sure that your taper, your cut, is at the end. That way you don't have a bunch up in there. Pull that out and then just milk the berry. Now you've created a tail, which will not pull back through here. Now back to where you created the loop. All you're going to do is what you just fed through, grab it there, grab it on, and then pull. And then that just slides and then keeps this from dangling down in your face. So this will go to one end of your hammock. This will go to the other end of your hammock, the far side. And then this is where you get your adjustment from. Make it a little bit shorter and see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Like so. Hammock, hammock, and your adjustable ridgeline. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please drop them below. If you like this and want to see when we have more videos come out, be sure to subscribe. If you found it helpful, drop us a like. And you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and you can subscribe to our newsletter at our website, hanginghighhammocks.com. That way you can stay up to date on discounts and when we do release new videos. And until next time, get hanging.